Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is Wednesday, March 19th, and I'm going to talk about Beyond the Gates. I'm so excited. I'm like a little bit earlier than I normally am. It's not too early, but earlier. I'm shiny over here. All right, so we start with Andre hovering outside the door as he does, but he lets himself in, that's per their arrangement, and he finds Danny drunk, passed out on the floor. He wakes her up, gives her a glass of water, some ibuprofen. She acts like it's no big deal, and then like she even leans in and kisses him. And I was like, dang, her breath should be on fire right now. And then Andre made a face like, and I know that his face was just in reference to taking in the gravity of the situation and how she was coping. But for me, it was like, cause your breath, girl, can't be drunk and passed out, wake up and kissing people. Um, All right, so they talk a little bit, and he tries to get her to see that there might be like a problem. She brushes it off because she's not ready to admit that. I think even to herself. Um, they kind of cuddle up on the couch, and he's actually very sweet, very sweet. If you ever been drunk before, having someone take care of you that way is like the best case scenario. But later he does leave. When she's passed out of sleep. Excuse me. When Danny wakes up, she drinks some more water and kind of stares off into the distance, contemplating life. And I'm yelling at the TV, "Don't do it, Danny! Don't drink no more! Don't drink no more!" I'm like, "You kill yourself, girl!" But she actually went and poured out the bottom, which is symbolic and it does mean something. But we know there's more liquor in that house, so I don't think she's gonna be okay without like going to rehab. I know rich people have problems. Anybody can have problems, and I do feel bad for Danny. But I feel like if I was drinking too much and I was rich, I would go to the rehab. They have nice rehabs that are like spas, like where you can like actually work through all of your trauma. And not everyone, most people aren't in a state of privilege to be able to afford to do that. So I hope that I hope this doesn't go too far, but it's a soap, so we want the drama. I'm sure we'll go too far. I just would love it if Danny understands that if she makes that choice to go to rehab on her own before she hits rock bottom. I was just saying, when you look for answers in the bottom of a glass, you never get to the bottom until you hit the bottom. All right, so that's all for Danny. All right, we have Ted and Nicole. They're being husband and wife cutesy. Even though Ted is our dog. Andre goes over there, apologizes. Nicole apologizes for her unsolicited advice, but I feel like it was very much solicited advice. He was talking to her. The advice about Ashley and his attraction to her. Andre doesn't. He tells Nicole that Danny isn't okay. He didn't get into the drinking, but he says enough for her to know she needs to check on Danny. Danny needs help. He says, I don't want it to get back to her that I said anything. Outside, you hear that noise, my ice machine. I forgot to turn it off. I love having ice at my leisure. All right. I say all right like every 2 seconds. I'm sorry. Don't play a drinking game. Don't be Danny, because then you're gonna get drunk. All right, Andre tells Nicole Danny isn't okay. Nicole says Danny being lonely. That never occurred to me. I was like, girl, really? And my daughter was like, and you the psychologist. And then she's like, well, that makes sense. Just in the sense of if you ever, a lot of people who are supposed to be very smart don't be that smart. But I think Nicole is very smart. It was just a funny line for her. When Andre came in, he called. I didn't know. Ted said, "What's up, nephew?" I didn't know. I don't know if I realized before this that they were nephew and uncle. And then I had to do the math and think about the relationships. And I was like, wait a second, that's a little nasty. But because there's no overlap. Him and Danny is not ancestral. I was like, ooh, that's kind of gross. I thought about it. It's like that's another hallmark of soaps. Because you have a cast, limited number of characters, so you do make people related to each other in a sense. So I'm okay with it. Andre leaves. Nicole and Ted talk more about their upcoming anniversary. Ted jokes about how he would like to go on a tour of like all the baseball stadiums in one trip. And Nicole was like, "You fucking with me, right? You playing? Because that's not really giving romance." But he made it seem like it could be a little romantic, and then suggested they switch it up to the WNBA, which led me to having a conversation with my daughter about Caitlin Clark. So thanks for that. I don't really know much about her. I just know in my YouTube short feed, I get a lot of her videos, and so I've seen she's very talented. Since got the people selling out stadiums, which apparently hasn't happened before. And my apologies if I'm wrong. I don't really follow. I don't really follow a lot of sports. All right, Eva comes over. Dang, I didn't. Okay, I put that in another place. So Eva comes over. Eva returns Kat. You know what? I'm gonna save that. I know I put that in another space. I'm sorry, y'all. Trying to be cohesive. All right, so we see Leslie has cooked for Eva. Apparently with some smothered pork chops. You could tell it was good. They talk a little bit about what they always talk about, the revenge plot. And then Eva, you could tell she wants to change the subject. So she says, "Hey, Mom, I recorded that show you've been wanting to watch. Let's watch it." Leslie, it's like she didn't even hear her. But you know she heard her. She just went, Ted, right back to Ted. I felt bad for Eva in that moment. I chuckled, though. It was funny. But it was sad. I was like, damn, no mother-daughter quality time? Y'all can only plot revenge together? Damn. Leslie says she still can't believe Ted got her fired, which is a weird line for me because, like, really, girl? You surprised he got you fired? After, like, he threatened you, like, twice. This is only escalating here. Eva makes an excuse for Ted first, and then just agrees. You can tell she's just like, let me go along to get along. Eva brings up Kat and Thomas, complaining about Kat and how jealous she was, but she admits she was flirting with him. And watching that scene again, that was the different side of Kat that we haven't seen, of Eva, different side of Eva we haven't seen as much. And the way she spoke, the actress is so good because she sounded like Leslie. Like, she sounded a little bit crazy and like feisty, but it sounded like if I had my eyes closed, I would have thought it was Leslie speaking instead of Eva. And I think that's very, like, even if she turns out not to be her biological mom, because I'm not sure, you know, she's been raised by this woman, so she should have some of her characteristics. I watch my kids sometime, and the words that they say or the mannerisms, the way they move, I'm like, oh my God, it's like looking in a mirror. And I'm sure my mom, you know, did the same thing with me. So nice little touch. I just really, and I know I'm biased because I like this actress a lot. I like the character a lot, but those little nuances is part of the reason I'm going to care about this character so much. Leslie warns Eva to stay away from Tomas. I think I called him Thomas before. I'm sorry. It's because of Thomas on The Bold and the Beautiful, and I miss him. And they like, well, no, I won't say that. Anyway, Eva don't like that. Eva wants Thomas now. I don't know how much she actually wants Thomas, but she wants to annoy Kat, and she don't like the fact that her mama told her not to. So we can see where this is headed. I just hope she doesn't get pregnant. I don't want to go that route yet. I want more of Eva just by herself. But she might get pregnant because I keep comparing her to Carly on GH. And, you know, a lot of Carly's redemption came with Michael. Like, I always liked Carly even when she was bad. But, and I cared about her the whole time. But her being pregnant with the baby, everybody trying to take Michael from her, the postpartum depression, all of that really just made me adore her more. So I could see them doing that for Kat. And that's when Leslie's trying to figure out more when they can have their big revenge, that she understands why they shouldn't have done it at Nicole's big night, but that there needs something else. So she remembers their wedding anniversary is coming up and sends Eva over to Nicole and Ted's to plant the idea of a party so that they can plan to destroy it. So that's why Eva was returning Kat's dress at that very moment, was to plant that seed, which she did. And so it's going to happen. So I don't think it will be like the other night where I was like, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? And then it was kind of flat. I think something will happen. I wonder if it's going to be, I wonder if they will bring it, wait till May. Y'all, I'm having so much trouble with my words today. I'm sorry. I think I'm trying to rush myself. So I be making these long ass videos and I feel like I don't want to bore you all or drag things out, but I think I'm trying to, like, my mouth is going too fast. So I might just slow down. I'm sorry if dinner's late. Thank you. She's very understanding. All right, so then we see Haley and Bill. Haley, every other scene, she want to break up with this man. Like, she, maybe this was a bad idea. We shouldn't do this. Like, what would she do if Bill was like, all right? She wouldn't know what to do. The ice is about to fall again. I apologize. But Bill is saying, I get it. So what? A few waiters ignored you. He's making her small. But she actually says, Bill, don't belittle me. And I was like, girl, your height did that. You was already little. No offense to short people. I'm just making jokes about characters, not in real life. And my daughter and I both agree. Haley, you are the cause of these problems. Y'all could have lived anywhere. You did not have to live in the same neighborhood. Like, what do you expect? You cannot, if you would have went to a new neighborhood that didn't know that you was a pariah, you wouldn't be a pariah. And she's delusional. The girl is delusional because she's saying the Duprees are taunting her. They was doing this, doing that. And like, they didn't even know she was there. I genuinely don't think they knew she was there. They was too busy with their own family. The only person I think that actually knew she was there was Danny. And Danny walked right past her too. Like, yes, Danny is having trouble with everything. But from Haley's perspective, she shouldn't think that. Like, I think she is obsessed with them. Like, she wanted Danny's life, and now that she has it, it isn't enough because nobody loves her the way that they love Danny. Not even Bill, girl. Wait for it. And Haley says, I'm beginning to think that you enjoy this tennis match between the two of y'all. He does. Very much. I think he enjoys it, and it arouses him in a crazy ass way. And I think Danny was on the same page, but like, she's becoming more depressed than anything. So then, Haley walks off. When she comes back in the room and we see her again, there's a table being set up. Bill's setting up a table, looks like a little dinner thing. And she says, you did all this for me? Haley, what is all this? Like, I am not materialistic, but is that all it really takes? Like, I don't know. And yes, he made up for it later with the jewelry and stuff, and I'm not a big jewelry person. Please, I don't like jewelry. I like inexpensive jewelry, like statement pieces, things that look nice and enhance the outfit, not like diamonds and gold and stuff like that. Because I just don't understand the value. I would lose it. I lose things, and then what? Like, I know you can have jewelry and sure, it's not this serious to me. Buy me some land. Buy me like some solar panels for my house. Give me some rain barrels so I can harvest the rainwater. That'll really do it. Like, stuff like that. But that's obviously not Haley's speed. Neither Bill's either. Bill says it's a thank you for all your honesty and your being candid with me. And Haley's like, I see you went through an incredible amount of trouble. All right. But yeah, he does give her some jewelry. They kind of make up at the end from what I remember. Yeah, that's the end of my notes for them, so I don't remember exactly how it ended off, but oh, yes, I do. They were making out. That's why I didn't write it down, because I didn't need to, because that's how all of their scenes end. So we see Derek, and he's, fresh out of the hospital, cooking dinner for Ashley. Ashley's at work, and she fussed at that man from work. Like, you shouldn't be doing this. And I get it, she cares about him, but, like, girl, he is cooking dinner for you. Like, let him. But she does promise she will be home soon. When she walks in, she says, it smells amazing. I said, oh, look at Ashley being nice. And then immediately, when he like went from something like his shoulder was hurting, she's like, I knew it. You overdid it. It's like, girl, let the man breathe. Let him cook. Let him cook. Okay. All right. But she does massage his shoulders for a bit, and that was nice, Everybody loves a good massage. It's always funny, though, men massages versus women massages, from your significant other. This is probably not right, but when the women, we give massages, it's gonna be like a quick one, but then with the guy, you like want like an hour time. But that's why they have massage parlors. Massage Envy. I don't even know how much stuff like that costs anymore. I know it used to be you could get a 30-minute massage for $35. It was pretty good. Treat yourself. All right. Dad gets an alert from work. It's a big hotel fire, all hands on deck kind of fire. So he goes off, runs out as you have to, you know, firefighter. And this is probably the only time I've ever or will ever agree with Ashley. Her being upset at that instance was right. He shouldn't go. He shouldn't run into a fire with the concussion. Not only is he putting himself at risk, which I get is part of the job, but he's risking the lives of his other firefighters too. Because if he passes out, then they have to rescue him instead of, you know, the other people. So she was right. Then her mom comes over. Y'all, who does her mom look like? Like, I'm 42. If you're around my age and Ashley's mom looks familiar, tell me who you think she looks like. When I see her, I feel like nostalgia. I feel like she should have been like on a 90s TV show, early 2000s, like TGIF kind of era, like Family Matters, Step by Step, Boy Meets World, like one of those shows. But I can't put my finger on it, and it annoys me every time I see her. She's a beautiful woman, and I know that she's not the person that I'm thinking of because the person was around her same age 20 years ago. But it's just, and it might not even be so much looks. It could just be her essence. I'm not sure. But if you think you know, please comment below and let me know so I can stop trying to figure it out. All right. Ashley tells mom about Andre and the almost kiss, and admits, after some back and forth, admits that she would miss Andre if he wasn't in her life anymore. And I'm like, okay, you're fantasizing about this guy. You're staring fondly at the picture. So much you won't give the picture to your mom so you can stop feeling bad. You said out loud these feelings. You need to break up with Derek. Like, to me, you're on the verge of cheating, if not already emotionally cheating. And I know people cheat. I know. Human beings, people do it every day. But for me, I feel like if I get to that point where there's anybody else, because when I'm in love, I am in love. Like, I can't see anybody else besides that person. And if there's even, in the past, it has happened when it's like, oh, such and such is looking good today. You know what? Then it means I'm out of love with you, or in the process of falling out. So you should end it, because you don't. She's gonna hurt Derek regardless. It would be better for her to hurt him by breaking up with him, ripping the Band-Aid off, versus oops, and falling into bed with Andre and him walking in on you, which I can see happening. Maybe it's not as good as drama for the show, but that's what I think. Oh, that's it. Let's see, 17 minutes. Okay, a couple of minutes shorter than usual. Hopefully it wasn't too long for you guys. Thank you so much for everybody who watched. I was going to say I'm excited for tomorrow's show. If you guys don't know, there won't be any more Beyond the Gates this week because of the college basketball, the March Madness that they do on CBS. So if you watch Beyond the Gates, there will be no more Beyond the Gates this week. No more Bold and the Beautiful. No more Young and the Restless. But I feel like you probably know this already. You're not getting your news from me. You just want to hear me say the same stuff y'all be saying at the TV. All right, so I'm going to go make this dinner, and then I'm going to watch General Hospital and get that video uploaded. I appreciate you guys so much. There are good things coming, and I can't wait to tell you about them. And I just want you to know, if you're still watching at this point in the video, even if you're not, you guys have played a huge role in things being better for me. And I'm going to tell you every day how grateful I am, because I am. So, and live long and prosper.